Hello YouTube, this is your boy Mike the Pilot coming at you again with another TV show review. And the TV show today that I will be reviewing is the BMF series, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you a little bit about the BMF series, and also compare it to the Power series that both premiered on Starz, and tell you what I like about it, what I don't like about the BMF series. Also, I'm going to do the comparison and show you how they're similar, how they're different, which you should probably watch, that kind of thing. So BMF is pretty much about, T and Big Meech and how they came up in Detroit gang. And it's pretty much about, group of teenagers that grew up poor in Detroit, trying to make it. And it's, setback, I'm going to say maybe 70s, 80s, that kind of era. And pretty much it starts off with, both Meech and his brother. They're, going to school, they're having trouble in school, they're getting bullied, that kind of thing. Their pops is working really hard to put food on the table. He's struggling with that. They're struggling to pay the mortgage. And along the way, they're looking out and they're seeing all the, hustlers, and they're making money. They're driving big cars. And then they meet their mentor at, at this gas station. And from there, they just blossom and start picking up the game from the streets, and blossom and coming, and story pretty much takes off from there. As a person that follows a lot of, watch a lot of, gang movies and, movies about gangsters, that kind of thing. I already knew a little bit about BMF already. So that's why when I saw the series, I said, oh, this is going to be really, really interesting. It's going to be really, because the story itself, BMF story himself is very interesting. Yeah, lots of, interesting parts and details to it. So if you're a person who likes, gangster movies, or anything about, learn anything about, gang culture, that kind of thing, used to be a show on the History Channel that talked about it's called Gangland. It talked about the different gangs throughout the U.S., throughout the world, and how they operate. If you like that kind of thing, you're definitely going to like the series. And also on that note, if you like the Power series as well, if you definitely like that show, then you'll definitely like this show as well. Now they're a little bit different. Whereas in Power, it's already starts off, they're already grown, they're already in the game. You're just learning the characters, you're learning more about their lifestyle, how they're living, the drama they're dealing with, that kind of thing. Versus in BMF, it actually starts off really from the beginning, how it all started, kind of gives you a glimpse into why they kind of got into the game, what kind of external factors were going on in the environment that kind of pushed them into the game, that kind of thing. Versus in Power, you do learn about it as you're going along. They do have flashbacks and that kind of thing. You do hear the backstory. And even now, Power has a lot of prequels coming out, such as, Raising Cain and that kind of thing. So you get to see what actually, the birth of a lot of these characters, what kind of, encouraged them to, go out and start, becoming, big time drug dealers and part of a gang and that kind of thing. So, I would say, so far it's a little bit slower paced than I would say Power, but it's only because they're trying to really give you a deep understanding of where, where the story starts in BMF. They wanted to give you a deep background. Versus in Power, it just kind of boom, 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 boom. They already taken off. There's already some action. There's some action in BMF as well. But I will say, starting off, Power had a little bit more going on at the beginning. So and plus there is a contrast between the different gangsters as well, such as, Meech and his brother. To me, they start off being very relatable. You can see yourself, easily being them, struggling, that kind of thing, and easily being enticed by like the street life and that kind of thing. And I would say that, the way they display Meech, he seems very, very level-headed, very intelligent guy. He's really, thinking about things. He's very business-like, really about more making his money, more so than necessarily trying to be like this hardcore gangster that just tries to monopolize and take over things. Instead, he's more about making his money, trying to see if he can link up with other gangsters to make his money. Versus in Power, James in that one, he did do that as well, but I do see them. I'm trying to think. I think. Well, I take that back. He did have a similar edge as well, where he was more about making money. But to me, on Power, he took a little bit more risk. He had people in his circle that like Tommy and so forth, that was a little bit edgy on the edge. You didn't really know how he was going to react, that kind of thing. Versus with BMF, it's not really like that. Him and his brother, even though his brother, they kind of have it out sometimes. But I would say they're slightly a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more focused, and more so because I feel like Meech kind of really. He has a good influence over his brother. His brother really listens to him, so he's able to really, gain control of situations, which is why I feel like they kind of, took off and they did really well in the game overall. That's why I kind of see that. While, of course, there as you see in the show, there's going to be a lot of drama. There's a lot of people that are hating and coming after them, that kind of thing. But you do get to see the different mindsets of the different gangsters and the way they moved about and just the way they displayed their lifestyle as well. Both live very, flashy, that kind of thing, but two different cities, two different kind of eras. It's really, really interesting. Really interesting. So I would say if you really like Power, you're definitely going to like the BMF series. You definitely should watch it. Again, it comes on at Saturdays. Comes on Saturdays. I believe it's at Saturdays at 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe. And you should definitely check it out. So I'm going to say overall, in a nutshell, that's kind of my contrast between BMF and Power. I think you should watch them both. They're both phenomenal. And until next time, this is your boy, Mike the Pilot, signing off. But please subscribe, leave comments in the comment section, hit the notification bell, and look out for my next video. And until then, I'm signing off. Thank you. Bye.